The Great Flood is a captivating tale that has echoed through human history. Cultures worldwide share similar stories of a catastrophic deluge reshaping the world. This suggests a shared experience, perhaps a distant memory or a common fear of nature's power. The Bible's Genesis tells of Noah, his ark, and a flood sent by God as judgment. This essay explores the Great Flood, examining both biblical and scientific perspectives. From Mesopotamia to the Americas, flood narratives have captivated imaginations. These stories often serve as cautionary tales, reminding us of humanity's potential for both greatness and destruction. They also highlight the resilience of the human spirit, which finds ways to rebuild and thrive. The Great Flood continues to fascinate and inspire, prompting us to grapple with fundamental questions about our place in the universe. The biblical account of the Great Flood found in Genesis presents a vivid narrative. God observed humanity's wickedness and decided to cleanse the earth through a catastrophic flood. Noah, a righteous man, was chosen to build an ark to preserve his family and living creatures. The floodwaters covered the highest mountains for 150 days. After the rains, the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. Noah's family and the animals disembarked, receiving God's blessing to repopulate the earth. The story of Noah's Ark is one of hope and renewal. It emphasizes righteousness and obedience to God. The rainbow symbolizes God's promise to never again destroy the earth by flood. While the biblical account of the Great Flood holds deep religious and cultural significance, the scientific community generally views it as a metaphorical or allegorical narrative rather than a literal historical event. Geologists, paleontologists, and other scientists have studied the Earth's geological record extensively, and the evidence for a global flood as described in the Bible is lacking. One of the primary arguments against a global flood is the sheer volume of water required to inundate the entire planet to the depths described in the biblical account. Even if all the glaciers and ice caps melted and all atmospheric moisture precipitated out, it would be insufficient to raise sea levels high enough to cover the Earth's highest mountains. Furthermore, the fossil record does not support a single catastrophic flood event. Instead, it reveals a gradual and continuous process of evolution and extinction over millions of years. The distribution of fossils across different layers of rock suggests that life on Earth has been shaped by a complex interplay of geological, climatic, and biological factors, not a single all-encompassing flood. Localized floods, a more plausible explanation. While a global flood is scientifically implausible, localized flood events have been common throughout history and continue to pose significant threats today. Many cultures' flood narratives may be rooted in real, albeit smaller-scale, flood events that left a lasting impact on their collective memories. One prominent theory is the Black Sea flood hypothesis, which posits that a catastrophic flood occurred in the Black Sea region around 7,500 years ago. As the last ice age ended and glaciers melted, rising sea levels caused the Mediterranean Sea to breach the Bosporus Strait, inundating the freshwater lake that existed in the Black Sea basin. This event would have displaced large populations and significantly altered the region's geography and ecology. The Black Sea flood hypothesis is supported by geological evidence, including the presence of submerged settlements and ancient shorelines beneath the Black Sea. While not a global flood, the Black Sea event would have been catastrophic for the people living in the region, potentially inspiring flood narratives that spread throughout the ancient world. The receding waters theories and speculations. The question of how the floodwaters receded remains a subject of debate and speculation. The biblical account describes the waters receding gradually over a period of months, eventually revealing dry land. However, it does not offer a detailed explanation of the physical mechanisms involved. Creationist perspectives often cite Psalm 104 verses 7 to 9, which describes God raising mountains and lowering ocean basins as evidence for divine intervention in the floodwaters recession. Some creationists propose that the continental drift, the process by which Earth's continents have moved over millions of years, may have played a role in redistributing the floodwaters. Scientifically, the recession of floodwaters is a complex process involving a combination of factors, including evaporation, infiltration into the ground, and runoff into rivers, lakes, and oceans. The rate at which floodwaters recede depends on factors such as topography, soil type, and climate. In the case of a hypothetical global flood, the recession process would likely have taken centuries or even millennia. Subscribe, like, and share.